For a single screen setup, this video may still be used to follow along with the same steps. This video does not cover setting up the TV stands. Please refer to the instructions within each box. Once the stands have been assembled with TVs mounted, including the instructor station for FAA-approved units, you can then make the final adjustments for the desired height. The recommended height for 50-inch TVs is roughly 28 to 30 inches from the floor, and roughly 24 to 27 inches for 75-inch TVs. On the back of the TV, you can choose any one of the HDMI ports to plug the supplied HDMI to DisplayPort cable. The side that is not labeled will be the side that plugs into the TV. The side that is labeled will plug into the back of the PC. Velcro strips will be provided for cable management. These can be used to attach the HDMI cable along with power cable to the TV stand if you like. With all of the cables plugged in, you will have a total of 6 plugged into the power strip. There will be 3, one for each TV and one for the instructor station if the unit is FAA approved. A power cord for the PC and a main power cable for your unit depending on your setup. More Velcro strips can be used to attach the instructor station cables to the instructor station stand. This is to help avoid any of these HDMI cables becoming unplugged, as then the video settings within X-Plane would need to be reset. Once your TVs are configured, we recommend taking black duct tape to simply tape the top and bottom corners together, and then a vertical piece down the crack to block any unnecessary light coming through. After you get your desk assembled, your curved monitor mount is going to come in a box that looks like this. Start by taking out each piece and laying it out on the table. First, you'll want to start with assembling your desk clamp. Using the 3 screws from the pack labeled C, you'll want to align this angle bracket to the screw holes shown here. And the hex wrench needed will also be supplied in the package. After the angle bracket is installed, you'll want to take this grip pad and line it up as shown here, attaching in all 4 corners. Next step is going to be securing this screw clamp with the screws located in pocket D. After aligning the 2 pieces together, those 4 screws can be started by hand and then tightened with the hex wrench provided. You'll probably want to first loosen the clamps to allow for the thickness of the table and slide it onto the back like so. And as you will notice later on in the video, because of the way that the mount sits, you'll want to adjust this clamp to be located more so on the right side of the desk. Once the clamp is tightly secured, the next step will be to assemble the articulated arm. The first half is going to come with this bushing, and it's important to note that it will have this raised groove that will need to slide into the groove on the articulated arm, which can then be slid onto the attachment on the desk clamp. The first screw located on the bottom, once tightened, will secure the articulated arm from detaching, and tightening the top screw is typically not needed, but it's just used to restrict the amount that the arm can swivel. Now for the second half of the articulated arm, you'll want to take the hardware from pouch E, and that is going to screw up from the bottom. Once you have attached the second half there, take your screw and hex wrench provided to secure it in place. This quick attachment plate is what will be screwed to the back of the monitor, and just to show how that works, there are 2 grooves that will slide into place on the back plate of the articulated arm, and then using this lever at the top to lock it into place. To support the weight of the monitor, you'll want to push the arm down with one hand and with a hex wrench, tighten the screw until it bottoms out to give you the maximum amount of resistance. To secure the quick attachment plate to the monitor, start with only the top 2 screws, leaving them both loose, making sure that the lock is unlocked. With these screws loose, you have the ability to actually pull this plate out, giving you the clearance needed. You may have to also take off this back cover so that you have the clearance necessary to slide the mount all the way down into place. At this point, you can attach the 2 bottom screws along with tightening the 2 top screws and replacing the plastic cover on the back of the monitor. After all your screws are tightened, make sure to lock the lever at the top. After plugging in the USB and power cable, this cap can be removed to nicely hide the cords underneath. The remainder of the cords can be tucked away inside this groove on the underside of the articulated arm. The height adjustment of the monitor is maintained with spring tension. If you feel the monitor is too high with the spring at maximum tension, you may slowly adjust the hex screw to loosen the tension on the spring to allow the monitor to sit lower.